A beautiful front yard does not need an expensive renovation to feel welcoming and well-planned. With simple materials like natural stone, gravel, mulch, and easy-care plants, you can create stronger borders, safer pathways, and more balanced planting areas. In this rustic and rooted video, we'll explore practical landscaping ideas that bring texture, structure, and lasting curb appeal while keeping maintenance and costs comfortably manageable. Layered stone borders work best when they step gently from the walkway toward the planting bed instead of forming one heavy wall. Set larger field stones near the porch approach, then taper to smaller pieces around low boxwood, dwarf spirea, or compact evergreen mounds. The change in stone size guides the eye toward the front door while keeping the entry open, stable, and easy to navigate. Maintenance stays manageable when the border is built slightly above the soil line, helping mulch remain in place after rain and reducing spillover onto the path. Leave enough width beside the stones for a comfortable walking lane, especially near steps and railings. A narrow strip of creeping thyme or sedum can soften the edge without hiding the stonework or creating a trimming problem. A gravel path can feel polished without looking formal when its edges are softened by loose bands of lavender, sage, and low ornamental grasses. Rather than placing plants evenly, allow a few groups to lean closer to the path while others sit farther back. That irregular spacing feels more natural and gives the walkway rhythm, especially where the path curves toward the porch or side gate. For safer footing, start with a firm, compacted base and keep the gravel layer shallow enough that shoes do not sink deeply. Metal or stone edging helps contain loose material and makes seasonal cleanup easier. Near frequently used doors, add a few broad stepping stones for extra stability. Fragrant lavender beside the path can make an ordinary trip to the mailbox quietly pleasant in summer. Raised stone beds are especially useful where front yard soil is thin, compacted, or difficult to reach comfortably. A bed around 18 to 24 inches high can bring flowers and foliage closer to eye level while reducing bending. Stack broad, flat stones in a low retaining wall, then fill the bed with coneflowers, salvia, dwarf hydrangeas, or other plants suited to the available sunlight. The strongest composition usually comes from keeping the raised bed lower near the walkway and slightly taller toward the house foundation. That prevents the stonework from blocking windows or overwhelming a modest facade. Avoid filling every inch with flowers. A few repeated plant groups are easier to maintain and read more clearly from the street. Mulch between clusters to suppress weeds and hold moisture. Mulch and river stone can share the same front yard successfully when each material has a clear job. Place bark mulch around moisture-loving shrubs and perennial roots, then reserve smooth stone for drainage strips, downspout areas, or dry edges beside the driveway. The contrast between rough bark, rounded pebbles, and soft foliage gives the ground plane depth without relying on expensive hardscape. One common mistake is scattering several stone colors and mulch types across a small yard. A quieter palette is easier on the eye and relates better to brick, siding, or porch timber. Dark brown mulch with gray or tan river rock often works well around green shrubs and pale flowering plants. Keep stone away from plant crowns, where stored heat can stress roots during hot summer afternoons. An empty front corner often needs height and texture more than another large object. Anchor the area with one compact upright shrub, then step down through clumping grasses, flowering perennials, and a low gravel or stone surface. Feather reed grass, dwarf switchgrass, or fountain grass can provide movement without spreading aggressively when the right variety is selected for the site. Shape the planting so it is fuller toward the property corner and more open as it approaches the driveway or walkway. This preserves sightlines for backing cars and keeps the entrance from feeling crowded. A weathered fence or house wall can serve as the backdrop, allowing seed heads and fine foliage to stand out in low autumn light. Trim only what blocks movement or visibility. In a compact front yard, a path should connect destinations directly while still offering a gentle sense of discovery. Broad, flat stones set through creeping thyme or low ground cover can lead from sidewalk to porch without consuming much planting space. Slight changes in direction are enough to slow the view. Too many bends make a short route awkward and can create unnecessary stepping hazards. Spacing matters more than decoration here. Set stones close enough for a natural stride, keep surfaces level, and avoid deep joints where toes or walking aids could catch. Ground covers should stay below the stone surface and tolerate occasional foot traffic. From the front window, the repeated stone shapes can provide a calm visual line through the garden, especially after rain darkens their natural color. A budget rock garden looks most convincing when stones are grouped as though they belong to the site, rather than scattered one by one. Start with 2 or 3 larger rocks, partially bury their bases, and tuck smaller stones around them. Low sedums, hens and chicks, creeping phlox, and compact ornamental grasses can fill the pockets while leaving enough open gravel to show the structure. This approach can solve hot, dry areas near pavement where lawn struggles and constant watering becomes frustrating. Select plants that tolerate reflected heat and reduce irrigation needs once established. Reuse locally available stone when possible, but avoid collecting pieces that are too heavy to move safely. Keeping the plant list short also lowers cost, simplifies care, and prevents the garden from becoming visually busy. Layering greenery does not require many plant varieties. A dependable arrangement might place taller evergreen shrubs near the foundation, rounded medium-height plants in front, and a low edging of hosta, liriope, or ground cover near the walkway. Repeating the same forms across the facade creates continuity, while small changes in leaf size and texture prevent the planting from looking flat. Pay close attention to mature size before planting. Foundation shrubs that look modest at the nursery can eventually cover windows, block vents, or narrow a path. Give each plant enough room to develop its natural shape, and leave open pockets for mulch rather than filling every gap immediately. This spacing reduces pruning, improves air circulation, and keeps the house architecture visible instead of buried behind foliage. Stone borders along a driveway or front walk should define the edge without becoming a barrier. Set the stones low and nearly flush where people step across, then allow them to rise slightly beside planting beds. Behind the border, combine low-flowering plants such as catmint or hardy geranium with creeping ground covers that soften the line but do not spill heavily onto the walking surface. Driveway edges take extra abuse from tires, snow shovels, hoses, and foot traffic, so delicate plants should sit several inches back from the pavement. Tougher ground covers can occupy the front row, with taller flowers behind them. Repeating one stone type around both the driveway and walkway ties separate parts of the yard together and gives the front landscape a more settled relationship with the house. A cottage-style front yard feels most believable when flowers, stone, and porch details seem connected rather than collected separately. Let a simple path of worn-looking stone lead toward the porch, with loose drifts of salvia, daisies, nepeta, and small shrubs arranged on both sides. Keep taller flowers near fences or walls so the route to the door remains open and the house stays visible. Comfort matters as much as abundance. Leave generous clearance around porch steps, handrails, and the main walk, and avoid thorny plants where sleeves or bags might brush them. A few repeating flowers are easier to deadhead and water than a crowded mixture of varieties. From a porch chair, the changing bloom cycle can become a quiet seasonal pleasure without turning the garden into a demanding project. Thoughtful front yard landscaping often comes down to a few simple choices: clear pathways, well-scaled planting, durable materials and textures that connect naturally with the house. Stone, gravel, mulch, and manageable greenery can create a beautiful result without making maintenance overwhelming. If these ideas inspired your next outdoor project, please like the video, subscribe to Rustic and Rooted, and share your favorite idea in the comments.